You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.
Welcome to the show endorsed by Howard Stern's cousin's babysitter. Screaming Goat Radio. Don't fuck it up, Kevin and Chris. Tweet the guys during the show at SG Radio LA. We know you have a lot of choices on the internet. So from all of us here at Screaming Goat Radio, we just want to say thanks for choosing us over porn.
Welcome to Screaming Goat Radio. Chris, that interrupted our incredible football game. I guess we should probably get this show going. I don't think anybody wants to watch us just toss the football around for 45 minutes. It was fun, though.
I don't know about that. Skills were being showcased.
It's a good time, yeah. Yeah, with our
advanced skills.
Our tiny youth-sized football that we were tossing around.
It's seen better days, Kevin.
It definitely has.
I asked you to bring a football, and you brought in a Nerf Nerf chunks out of it. Dog's been eating it.
I stole that one from a kid. I don't know.
On the way over?
I stole it from a kid. I forgot to bring it. So
I
drove by the park.
Right now.
There was a kid. I stole it from him. He started crying.
Wow.
It wasn't pretty.
I'm about to walk off the show, Kevin.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm not going to. I got too many people that want to see me.
Exactly. Yes. And thank you for watching out there.
Thanks, Mom.
Welcome to Screaming Goat Radio. We've got a lot of stuff to get to here on the episode. We're going to do the Screaming Goat Radio SGR Sports Minute, the quote-unquote minute. Yeah, because it always seems to take us more than a minute to get through that segment.
We try to pack a lot into that minute.
We've got about 15 minutes tonight scheduled that we're going to try to pack into that quote-unquote minute. I don't think it's going to happen, though. We might go over. But it's our SGR quote-unquote minute. And then we've got a very special guest.
Ooh, we do.
Here today. It's a surprise guest.
Do we ever?
On Screaming Goat Radio.
I don't even know who it is.
I don't even know either. We're just going to open the door and see who walks in. But here's what I will tell you. We've had
a
crying
kid who wants his football back.
I hope he doesn't have a tough older brother or dad that comes in and tries to kick my ass. But we've got a lot of questions on our show about who does our voiceover, Chris. Who is the beautiful voice that people hear at the beginning of Screaming Goat Radio?
I don't know.
You have no idea. Yeah, you have no idea.
I'm going to find out with the rest of them.
Because up till today, it's been a secret. But I think, Chris, now that we are a video show, now that you at home can watch us.
We've exposed ourselves.
We have. People know what we look like now.
People know what we look like now.
Well, now, I mean, if people watched last week's episode, I do not have a mullet, and I'm not always wearing a bathrobe.
That's a good point. They may not know what we look like till right now.
Yeah, yeah. And you don't have a beer gut, and you aren't dressed like a sailor like you were in your pregnant Popeye outfit.
I swear like a sailor.
Yeah, you swear like a sailor.
But I don't look like a sailor.
You don't look like one. So this is what we look like, and we figured maybe it's time to show people what our talented voiceover artist looks like for Screaming Goat Radio.
I think it's time for full disclosure, full transparency.
It's time for the big
reveal. To be fully transparent.
So we're going to bring her on the show. And we're going to introduce her, and we're going to kind of get to know her a little bit better. And then we've got some fun planned for her at the end. We're going to do a little Screaming Goat Radio voiceover roulette. We've got some new stuff to read for the show. Who knows what it's going to be? It's going to be unpredictable.
I'm excited because she's always the one that is like getting me motivated at the beginning of the show when she's like, don't fuck it up, Kevin and Chris. And then I'm always so anxious and nervous that I'm going to do exactly that.
And we always do. That's kind of the thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should tell her that we do always fuck it up. So she's going to know, though, when she comes on the show today. We have that obligation to her that we're not upholding on every single show.
She's probably already expecting it.
She probably knows.
So she's like, I'm going to carry the show when I get on there.
But she's a pro. You know, I'm excited to see how she responds to our VO roulette, see how that goes. I'm sure she's going to knock it out of the park. And we'll have some brand new fun stuff here today.
It's all cold reads on the spot. So we're going to be testing her.
She's a pro though, Chris. I'm sure she'll get through. So we are going to bring her on for our sports minute here in a second. But I figured, Chris, to start the show out, you know, we need to do something to help our appearance here on Screaming Goat Radio. And this is not no, hold on. You don't have to get naked for this part.
Oh.
I know this was Temptation Radio before, and it was a porn show. But no, you can leave your clothes on.
Sorry.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you want to leave your clothes on, I think you can.
Just reacted. I'm sorry.
That's your default reaction anytime somebody wants to improve your appearance, you start getting naked?
Well, I need them to see what they're working with. I need them to see the base mold.
Maybe that is an important step, but here's what we figured we would do. We would call a high-end, all-purpose beauty salon here in Los Angeles. They do Botox. They'll file your nails, your hair. And we figure we should give them a call at the start of the show. I don't even know whether they're going to pick up or not. But if they do, I think we need to find out if they can make over 2 Los Angeles radio hosts like ourselves to make us a little bit prettier for the HD. It's HD, Chris. They're able to see everything. And almost everything.
Almost
everything.
I don't know about you, Kevin. I'm pretty happy with where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just look at this smile.
It's kind of a winning. That smile could use some work, actually.
I mean, there's a couple spots where I could use a tooth here or there to be pushed back a little bit further. Maybe I drink a lot of tea, so there's probably some spots. But other than that, all this Botox stuff.
I don't know whether these salons offer dentistry as well. This we'll have to call when we find out.
I might have to do a different phone call.
Yeah, you might. We might have to line up phone calls here with all the work we need.
My concern, Kevin, is just going into something like this and then coming out and I'm going to look like Renee Zellweger, or I'm going to come out and nobody's going to recognize me. They're going to be like, oh, that's LeBron James or something like that. I mean,
would that be the worst thing, though? If you called up and said, give me the LeBron James, and then you came out looking like him, first of all, I'd be very impressed by this place, and we'd have to recommend them on the show.
I absolutely would.
Second of all, would that be the worst thing?
Yes, it would be. Because I would look like LeBron James, but have 0 of his money and 0 of his basketball skills. So I would have all of the bad and none of the good. I'm not saying he's a bad-looking man, per se.
Who knows? Maybe then he'll want the Chris Labrum. Maybe he'll go into the store and want the Chris Labrum.
Do a total
like
face trade,
like a bad B movie.
What was that movie though? Where they with Travolta? Face Off.
Face Off, yeah.
Face Off.
Yeah.
We're gonna do a Face Off. Me and Bron.
Do it. Well, should we call this place? I don't even know if they're gonna pick up.
I think the hairlines would essentially be the same.
He is starting to lose it. Yeah. So should we call the Argyle here in
the Argyle? I like it. Okay.
On Sunset. I don't know if they're on the strip.
We are making an important transition from radio to TV to video. So
let's try to give them a call. Again, I have no idea whether they're going to pick up or not. We'll have to see and see if they can help. See if they can help what we're working.
I don't
with
want
here,
just a face for radio. I want a face for video.
Yeah. We're going to be screwed if they don't pick up. We're going to look like this for at least the rest of the show.
At least for 45 minutes to an hour. But we can leave a message to see if they call back.
You know what? That's true.
If they have a voicemail.
That's true. I got to believe they're going to pick up. Somebody's going to pick up here at some point.
Thank you for calling Cure Salon and Spa. We're unable to take your call at the moment, but please leave your name and telephone number after the beep.
Are you going to leave your name? You're going to leave my name?
Back to you as soon as we can.
I'm going to leave our
your phone number?
Have a wonderful day.
Oh, we're going to leave me or see if they call in.
Okay.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, simply hang up or press pound for further options.
Hi, this is Kevin and Chris from Screaming Goat Radio, and this is an emergency situation here. We are a brand new video show, and we need desperate help. We need our nails done. We need our hair done. We need Botox. We need this done on the spot.
I need a tummy tuck.
I need a full shave. You need a tummy tuck. I need you to call us immediately.
Some microdermabrasion.
At 818-570-5085. 818-570-5085. We need this ASAP. Our show's only going for another 50 minutes. Maybe somebody can drive over here right now with like a kit to work on us during the show. That would be a nice feature. Yeah, we're willing to pay whatever it takes.
You didn't give them context though. We were formerly a radio show.
Okay, yeah.
Now turned video show.
I'm sure you've heard of us, Screaming Goat Radio on LATalkRadio.com, and we at like up till now have had faces for radio. Now we want to have a face for video. So maybe I can order the Stone Phillips if that package is available.
I'm going to stay away from Howard Stern. The Howard Stern.
You don't want the Howard Stern?
No, I'm going to go for the Seacrest.
You go. So maybe I want to order the Stone Phillips. My friend Chris wants to order the Seacrest. We're willing to pay whatever. Call us here back at the station ASAP. Maybe you can send somebody over, maybe a police escort. We need some work done on these.
We're desperate. We need your help.
We're very desperate. So call us back at that number here. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll see what happens.
My thank you didn't make it. I think you hung up.
I can call them back if you want to just thank them.
No, that's okay.
I mean, here, maybe we can try them again at some point during the show, Chris. I'm sure they're very busy with other radio now turned video hosts that are looking to get.
I have a random question.
Okay.
Do we know when they close? Because they might not call us back if we call the place of business that is now closed.
They're open till 9. They're open
You
till
know
9
that
o'clock tonight.
they are.
Well,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
They are
Okay.
open till 9. So maybe they'll call us back here during the show, and we can hopefully get these work done. And this, I've got a chest hair that I'd like to have plucked, and there's
You do.
There's a lot of work that needs
You
to be
do.
done. So we'll see if they can call us back.
For your sake, I hope they call back.
Yes. So we'll see, Chris. Maybe we can finally get these all made up and looking real good for our guest here coming up. Should we do the big reveal?
I think we should do the big reveal. Considering we weren't able to get an instant makeover, I think we should do the big reveal.
At
and
least
hopefully she can help us out in that department.
Yeah, maybe she can offer us some tips. I mean, she's not a fashion designer. She's not a agent of beauty. I don't know if anyone's ever put it quite like that before.
An agent of beauty.
She's not an agent of beauty. But who knows? Maybe she can offer us some help. Should we bring in?
Let's
our
bring
guest?
in our agent of beauty to be.
Agent of beauty. Come on in here. To bring in our agent of beauty. Welcome. Here it's
You're her?
Chris. This
You're
is
her?
I mean, she was sitting right behind you the whole time.
I know, but
You
but
never
my
turned
back
around.
was turned. I never turned around.
Never turned around. Yes.
Ever.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, guys. Thank you for having me on.
I recognize that voice, Chris.
Do you?
What?
Yeah.
Say it. Say something. Say headlines.
Headlines.
That's her.
That's it.
That's
it.
her.
I wanted to verify right there. I was going to ask for ID, but I figured no, the better way to do it, just have her say something that we say on the
You
show.
just wanted to hear me say head.
That's pretty.
It's true.
funny,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah. But
She's
this-
listened to the show.
She's a
She
fan
knows
of the
I'm a
show.
dirty
She's
dog.
listened. And this is our VO artist on the show, Samantha Scanlon. Welcome to the show.
Thank
Welcome,
you.
Everybody out
Samantha.
there. And it's awesome to have you. She's done a lot of work in LA, and we'll get to talking about you and how great you are
Well, wait,
here.
Kevin, I want you to just touch on the fact that you're welcoming to the show. It's not like I'm not on it every night
That's a good
introducing
point.
you guys. It's,
That is a good point.
Wow.
And
I mean-
we are letting you down every show too when you tell us not to fuck it up, and we at some point
And
do
you
fuck it up.
already just did right there.
Yeah, I just did. So I guess we're
We
having
can
a
relax now.
do you want to know where you fucked it up when you said that I was not an agent of beauty?
Ooh, well, can you help us? I mean, we called the Argyle Salon, and they
You
weren't
did
there.
ask me for tips. I don't know if I can offer tips, but I might be able to offer. Actually, I just came back from
There
that
we
beauty
go.
salon, which is
Good,
why I
right?
look the way
This
I
is getting
do.
good.
Yeah,
Honestly. And so they couldn't answer because they were working on me.
they were working
Oh,
on you.
So-
wow.
It's
but
very
see,
quick.
They do a really good job.
I have a
They do an excellent job.
Yeah.
a sneaky suspicion that someone's trying to take over our show.
That's what it looks like. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's hanging from a thread here, Kevin. You've messed up twice already.
Well, she's on the show as much as we are right now, up to this point, by being our VO artist. So she could definitely squeeze us out potentially.
I'm the only one keeping us in the running.
That's true.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
Anything I
So
can
do
get
you.
you.
No, I have my water. I have my notes. I have two handsome gentlemen next to me. I'm
That's all you
perfect for
need.
the
I have
time.
good
That's all you
hands.
need.
And
I
a
have good
camera on
hands.
me.
Oh, you got the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all I need.
All right.
Yeah. Well, if you have any ideas, tips for us throughout
Yeah.
the show,
Let's
because
turn it back to us then.
Yeah. Do you have any? Is there anything that we can do with these until we get going? These faces to be able to, as an agent of beauty, help us just a little bit.
Kevin, okay, you guys, if you're going to commit to the facial hair,
Okay.
you're going to need to. I told Kevin that maybe he should grow his out.
Okay.
Even
Wait
more.
till the Christmas
Even
season.
more.
Looks fairly grown out.
Yeah.
Get some extra money for the holidays.
You want him to look like the Unabomber.
or Santa.
Or
They
oh,
might
I
be-
see what
think
you're
they're
saying.
one and the
I
same.
see.
Is that
Maybe
what
they
you
go hand in hand.
associate Christmas with? Is the Unabomber in December?
No,
Merry
I was thinking
Christmas. I'm
a
gonna blow you to
disheveled beard
smithereens.
guy that looks like you. I wasn't thinking the holidays.
What kind of gifts does the Unabomber give you for Christmas?
Depends on which Unabomber you're talking about.
I'm not even sure you want to know what that even means right there.
I
but
don't even know if I know what that means.
If you figure it out, let us know, because I do want to know what gift that whatever you're talking about gives you.
I will let you know. I will get back to you on that.
So commit more to the facial hair. Maybe grow it out. Maybe I can get some spare cash as a mall Santa. Okay. I like that. All
You
right.
could grow it out. You could dreadlock it, or don't have any facial hair at all.
Okay.
But Chris has a nice thing going over here. It's just enough
I've
stubble.
committed to enough
to yeah,
stubble.
and it's almost flesh colored. So you're like, from far away, someone's like, does he have facial hair? Does he not? It's just extremely mysterious.
It's the mysterious look.
I like that look. Yeah.
I like
I
that.
did that on purpose, Kevin.
No, I think it's a winning look for you.
It's paying off.
Do.
It's paying dividends. As you already know through all of the dating escapades that we've talked about on our show.
Yes. Are there any updates on that, by the way, before we get into our
Yes, there's
sports quote
tons.
unquote minute?
There's tons. I have been on one date in like 7 months. That's a lie because we probably talked about it earlier than that. And last night I went to bed alone, and the night before that I went to bed alone, and the night before that I went to bed alone.
Okay, well, listen,
and the night before that I went to bed alone, and the night
40-minute
before
show.
that I didn't go to bed alone because I had a teddy bear with me.
Like our sports quote-unquote minute? Was it a quote-unquote
It was a
teddy bear?
quote-unquote teddy bear.
Oh, that's
I was.
good.
It was just a desperate night, Kevin.
Gotcha. Well,
No, it's not that bad, but no, there's no crazy updates so far. I'm still working it, Kevin. I'm still working every single angle.
stay out there on the streets.
I'm on the streets. I'm heavy in the streets, as my boy Montoya would say. I'm heavy in the streets, and I'm heavy online too.
I like
everywhere. I'm everywhere.
Heavy everywhere. I like it.
If you're a woman who's looking for a man, you've seen me looking for you.
Maybe in their blinds
In
or
their
front door or-
blinds.
yeah.
Yes. Somewhere.
I like that. I like that. Ladies out there, he's already seen you, so let you see
I'm
him
really
at some
selling it right now.
point. Yeah. Well, there's no easy transition from that, Chris, from you potentially stalking our listeners to our sports quote-unquote minute. Should we get to it with Sam here?
That was a pretty good transition.
That wasn't
There
bad.
is no transition.
That wasn't bad. Yeah.
I like your work.
It's the only one I could do.
I admire you.
So here's what we have. We have our sports quote-unquote minute. Sam's going to throw some topics out to us, some sports-related topics. And, Chris, we're just going to go back and forth and offer our opinions on them. So
Okay.
let's get to it, Sam. And hopefully these are going to be NFL topics. Otherwise, this is going to be really weird if we're jumping
you
right off into the
psychic?
NBA.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we're going to start with our NFL mid-season review.
How did you know?
I like this. Okay.
There it is. All right, first question. Here we go. Which team has been the biggest pleasant surprise so far this season?
The pleasant surprise.
Biggest
Yeah.
pleasant surprise of this season.
NFL.
Well, Kevin, would you like me to go first?
Go. You're already talking. Go ahead first. It looks like you've got one chambered here.
Did you say that with any sort of attitude? Like, well,
No.
you're already talking, you should go
Yeah,
first?
well, I'm trying to get a little a little tension right now as we go back and forth. As
because this is a battle. This is okay.
Well, we'll
fine.
see. We'll see
Fine,
how
no,
it
I will
goes.
go first. I will take that.
Let's see how it goes
I will
first.
take that.
All right.
This is a difficult answer for me because it says pleasant surprise. It's not very pleasant for me to have to admit that the biggest pleasant surprise for me is the Arizona Cardinals at 7-1 in the NFC West.
Right.
Now, if you know me, that partially is due to the fact that I am overboard a Seattle Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
A Seattle sports fan, but especially a Seattle Seahawks fan. That was our division. We were coming into it as the favorites, the Super Bowl champs. People, after we won the Super Bowl, they started doing a little bit of and I didn't like it necessarily, but they started doing a little bit of that dynasty talk because we were going to be able to keep a lot of our players. We lost some, but we were going to be able to keep a lot of the main components. Now, Arizona did have a good year. So on that level, it's not necessarily surprising. They were 10-6. They barely missed the playoffs. They should have made there were teams with worse records that made the playoffs last year than 10-6. But it was such a great division. Now the 49ers are 4-4. We're 5-3. We're not looking that good. They are 7-1, and they're proving it against good teams now too. So it pains me. It pains me to say that I'm pleasantly surprised with that team that they are 7-1 because I hate it at the same time.
Well, as much as I started this with a little tension, I'm upset that I'm going to agree with you, and that was going to be my answer as well, the Arizona Cardinals.
Really?
Yes.
Well, you can't agree with me.
Yeah, if anything, it was to stick it to your Seattle Seahawks because I was very excited
So
about
you're
doing
doing
that
it for
as well.
different reasons.
Yes.
Okay. All
But-
right. Well, the tension remains, Kevin.
Yeah, I want to keep it going. But yes, I've also been very surprised. They're on a 4-game winning streak right now. Wins at, like you said, good teams. Dallas, Philadelphia, Washington. They beat Washington somehow.
They have.
Yeah, so the good teams were Dallas and
somehow-
Philly, and then we're moving on to some of the easier teams that they
I know,
beat in
I know.
Washington.
We're not very good. We're not very good. It's unfortunate. Hopefully RG3 can turn it around, but he did not. He did not in that game.
Hopefully
But
RG3 can turn it around.
I know he was out in that game, but yeah, I mean wins against the Chargers as well. That was their opening win, and yeah, 7-1 in that division is very surprising. And they had Palmer was out for a decent amount of time.
Yeah,
and
they were
had
doing it with Drew
Logan,
Stanton.
And it was Logan Thomas.
Thomas for a game or so,
Virginia
and
Tech. He's the one
Drew
that
Stanton?
he's the one that actually beat the Redskins was Logan Thomas. So. Yeah, that was my answer as well. The Arizona Cardinals at 7-1. It's crazy. I believe, Chris, they have the best record in the NFL right now. No, there's no other one-loss team, I believe.
I don't think so.
So yeah, that'd be my answer as well. The pleasant surprise in the season, Arizona
I think
Cardinals,
it
both of us.
must be the case then if the two most, professional
Yeah.
and authorities, the two authorities on the NFL.
Yep.
are in agreement on this.
It's got to be the case.
It has to be the Arizona Cardinals.
So, Sam, that is your answer right now. It's gospel. It's the Arizona Cardinals, the most pleasant surprise.
All right, so which team has been the biggest disappointment of the season?
Okay.
Seattle Seahawks. Chicago Bears, you guys. Chicago Bears.
I was going to say that's what I was waiting for it.
I don't want to make this all about bashing the Seattle Seahawks, although they are a candidate to be one of the biggest disappointments at 5-3. But still, 5-3 is pretty good. They're in striking distance. They're still going to get in the playoffs.
If we win out, that's like 13-3.
Yeah, it is. I don't think that they're going to be the biggest disappointment on the season, but there are other candidates.
But are we talking right now?
Right now.
So
yeah,
I guess they could be in the running right now.
Could be in the running, but I think you've got other candidates. You've got Chicago at 3-5 with a great offense, and things haven't really come together. New Orleans, I'm not sure what's wrong with that team. A very solid team.
Who are you going to go with? You're naming half the NFL now.
I'm showing you how bad this team is, or how disappointed I am in this team. My answer, Chris, the biggest disappointment is the Atlanta Falcons up to this point in the season. Now, in 2012, they were 13-3. 8-0, and they came within a play of making it to the Super Bowl. Last year with Roddy White, with injuries to Roddy White and Julio Jones, you could kind of explain their poor end of, I think they finished up 4-12. You could kind of explain the reason why they weren't doing very well. But this year, they've only won 2 games here on the season. They're last in the NFL with sacks. They've got 7 sacks total. They were the top offense at the start of the season, but they've certainly fallen off. And their defense is really where they're struggling. 31st in total D, 29th rated. This is out of 32 teams in pass. 28th, or I'm sorry, they've had 26. They're 26th in third down. I know my stats are falling apart, and they've only scored 26 fourth quarter points the entire time. So,
first of all, this isn't around the horn. Okay, you're not Woody Page. Okay, she's not giving you points. She's not for your stats. You and all you're like 29th on third down with 26.4 yards.
Sorry that I'm just trying to support where I'm coming from, Chris, and support my answer rather than just talk about how the Seattle Seahawks over there. I'm trying to support and give some raw data.
How do I know where you got that data?
I
had no idea. You could have just wrritten that down yourself.
I could have. Did you make up any data for your answer?
I'm going to right now.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
You didn't even do a footnote and say, I'm getting this from the NFL.com.
I'm very excited to see what you make up for your answer, because mine is the Atlanta Falcons, very disappointing team.
Well, as luck would have it, my answer was going to be the Atlanta Falcons as well.
Oh, okay. So you're just going to borrow my made-up data for this? Is that what's going to happen?
No, I was going to make up my own. But I'll tell you what. I was going to say, also, I gave you crap for it, but I was basically going to say the entire NFC South is just a shithole.
I started naming those teams, yeah.
Atlanta, I think, is there at the bottom.
Yep.
And you named New Orleans, but I also was going to point...
Well, Tampa is actually there at the bottom at 1-7. Tampa is another candidate for being a very disappointing team.
Well, but they didn't have expectations.
Well, they didn't.
I mean, they had expectations, but they didn't have big expectations.
Lovie Smith comes in. They draft Mike Evans. Decent offense there. You got Doug Martin back healthy. They didn't expect to be 1-7.
But they might have expected to be 3-6. I mean, you're talking, the question is the biggest disappointment right now. I don't think anyone's going to say, okay, well, God, I expected Tampa Bay to be 7-2.
Which is why my answer was not Tampa Bay.
Exactly, but that's why I'm saying
bottom of the division. Yes.
Oh, well, I meant Atlanta's at the bottom, meaning they're the answer to this question.
Okay.
But I was also going to point to the Carolina Panthers, who last year were a playoff team. I think they should have won at home. They had a bye. They had home field advantage against the Niners. They ended up losing, but they're coming back this season. Cam is supposed to be even better this season. I can point to them. I can point to that whole division. But since you already said the Atlanta Falcons, I am actually going to go with my backup, the Chicago Bears.
Okay.
Chicago Bears, surprise.
Because that was the other team I was going to mention, depending upon what you said. Because
are you trying to needle our guest? She comes in studio. She comes all the way over here, and she's a diehard Bears fan, and you're gonna.
They're my biggest
Jay Cutler. All the talk was he was going to have an MVP-like season. Maybe he was going to be the MVP. I don't know if we're going to talk about that on the show here. I don't know what question she's going to ask from here on out. But he was in that conversation at the beginning. He's definitely not now. And that team is underperforming like crazy.
Forte, Jeffrey, Brandon Marshall.
They're 23rd in total offensive snaps from the center to the QB.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, they are 17th, Kevin. 17th in terms of ratio per water boy to kicker. That is terrible. That is terrible. Those kickers are so malnourished on the field.
They have 17 water boys for every one kicker? Is that what that stat was?
No. They are in 17th place in ratio from water boys to kickers. Okay?
Yeah, I'd say maybe you can translate
That's
that.
terrible.
I don't know if I can.
That is terrible.
It sounds bad, though, although they're at least, like 15 teams that are worse, it sounds like, because out of 32 teams, they're right in the middle if there's 17.
But they were expected to be better than that, Kevin. That's why they're a disappointment. They were expected to be first in that category.
Top 10 water boy ratio. Well, Sam, do you have
ridiculous.
Can you help us out? Why are the Bears so bad? I know you're a diehard Bears fan.
I feel like we started off the season strong, didn't we?
Yes.
There were a couple games there.
Yeah. But then I just feel like for some reason we just cannot get that offensive line together.
Offensive line issues.
Yeah, I think it's the offensive line issues. I feel like the defense is getting in, and they're sacking Cutler, and he's throwing all those turnovers. I don't know. I get really emotional about it.
She could say anything with that voice, right? It just.
I didn't even know what she said. I just saw angels.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, who knows what's going on with the Chicago Bears? I do know that they've got to improve their water boy ratio. If that doesn't improve at least to the top 10, they've got no hope.
I'm just saying, how do you expect them to go out there in the cold and play this intense physical game?
Huh? That's true.
In those conditions.
Yep.
All right,
Should we go to our next question here?
Yes, we do. I want to talk about Adrian Peterson. Do you think he will ever play in the NFL again?
Will he ever play in the NFL again?
That is probably the easiest question anyone's ever asked me. That was on my graduation exam from preschool to elementary school.
Wow.
Okay.
Mighty prediction.
Which makes it sound like that might have been just recently that
How
I
old
graduated
are you,
from
actually?
preschool to elementary school. But we were just way ahead of our time. We
Okay.
were way ahead of our time. Yes. The answer is a resounding 100% yes. He will play again. The question is he going to play this season? Is he going to play for the Vikings? Or is he going to play for somebody else? I absolutely think he will be in a uniform. I don't know if it'll be a Vikings uniform this season. But some organization, some GM, some coach, or the two of them combined, will put their heads together and say, yes, we want that guy on our team. He still is a monster on the football field.
Michael Vick came back, guys.
Exactly. Time, people forgive in the end.
Right.
In the end. They generally speaking do. So I think he's at a point, now he's a little bit older, he is, but he's a athletic freak. And he came back from an injury that people thought is one of those debilitating injuries that he's never going to be the same player, and he was better than before the injury. He's got that type of a work ethic, his training, the training staff, etc. I think even if he had to take a season off, even if Goodell comes back and is like, you're out for next season, he will train his ass off the entire next season and come back probably as a Cowboy. That's what everyone's speculating, that Jerry Jones is that type of guy who's just going to sign him. He'll come back as a Cowboy and kill it at like 31 or whatever his age is. Yes, hands down, he will play football.
Here's the only thing I'll say, Chris. You can't beat Father Time. That's the first thing that I will say. And I mean, we're talking about child abuse here, and I know he pled to a lesser charge, and he's not going to serve any jail time. But
you're going to play the sympathy. You're going to play it like I'm an asshole card now. That's what you're going to play. You're going to play to all. Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it. Yeah. Okay. I'm tough enough.
Yeah,
go.
See if you can take it. So we're talking about child abuse, and we're talking about a guy that's 29 years old. He turns 30 in March. I'm gonna just read a quick list, Chris, of serviceable running backs over the age of 29. We've got Reggie Bush at 29 years old, Steven Jackson at 31,
killing it.
Frank Gore at 31,
killing
Fred
it.
Jackson
killing it.
at 33, Darren Sproles at 31 years
killing
age.
it.
Half of that list has been hurt the majority of the season, Chris. These guys, the running back position, you fall off a cliff. You got
Frank Gore has not been hurt this season.
He hasn't been hurt this season, but
they just don't hand him the ball.
Basically, the rest of the guys have been hurt this season. And that's the list. Those are your guys that are their productive backs that play a lot over the age of 29. He's 29 right now. He's going to be 30 in March, and those guys fall off a cliff. So you're talking about a very, very small amount of productive running backs at 30 or 31, and you've got Fred Jackson at 33. And you're talking about a guy that's carrying around all this baggage being essentially, pleading down to a lesser case, but everyone knows that he did abuse those kids. I'm feeling like, and it's a tough answer, but I'm almost going to say that he's not going to play again, or the only way he plays is with the Vikings, because he's still part of that locker room. Those players are still really on his side, and I think that there's a lot of sympathy. A lot of the reports have been coming out that the players still believe in him. I just kind of have a hard time thinking that other teams are going to bring this distraction and bring all this attention into their locker room for a guy that will be 30 years old next season with his all the better days behind him, and just invite that into their locker room.
Well, okay. Needless to say, I disagree. I've already stated that part. But one, we're not talking about those guys, because Adrian Peterson is not like those guys. I would not put any of those guys in the same category of running back and athlete as Adrian Peterson.
Sure.
The guy's a freak. That's like saying, okay, Michael Jordan at a certain age was doing this well. I'm going to bring in some examples of, like, I don't know, Ron Harper and Sasha Vujacic.
But here's
say, like,
thing.
They were over 30 and they're not doing that well, so Michael Jordan's not going to do that well because these guys were over 30 and not doing that well as well. You think, like, all of a sudden this freak is going to turn 30 and immediately just start limping and fall down and crawling to the field because he turned 30?
His production, and I was looking into this as well, it dropped 15% in 1 year, and then it was 29%, and this is all like since I think the age of 27. Every year past that, it was 15% in 1 year, 25%, and then I think last year it was almost down like 40% or so. So his production has been dropping.
Well, I will say that he plays on a crappy team that doesn't have anything else but him. So all defenses have to do is just stop him, and that's all they focus on, and they stack the box, and they just stop him. If he were to go to a team that has an amazing passing attack, he's had no quarterbacks to support him, things would open up, his production would increase. I hear those stats, but I think it's partly related to the team he plays on. And then lastly, I think the Vikings, they had to distance themselves from him. Sponsors were dropping like crazy and this and the other. I don't think it's a shoo-in that it has to be for them. And I agree with you that it's not every team that's going to welcome this into their locker room. It's certain teams. It's a team like the Cowboys. It's these teams that take on reclamation projects and people that have records and this and the other. It could be the Chicago Bears. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a team that does those kinds of things and will take on that project. But it's not every team. There are definitely teams who are going to shy away from it for sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I do find it hard to believe that he is definitely 100% not going to play, but I would not be surprised if everything that's surrounding him and the fact that he's a 30-year-old running back, that it's not going to be a shoo-in in a very easy situation to get a job.
I'd like to end this with Chris loves the kids.
Huge fan of those kids.
Yeah.
Well, Chris, should we? I feel like we should move on to our guest here.
Yeah.
And we should move on to a little bit more about you, Sam.
I think that was a good minute of sports.
Yeah, it was a solid quote unquote minute. I feel like like just a nice taste, nice 30 seconds to a minute taste of a little SGR. So I think we should move to you, Sam, to our voiceover extraordinaire.
Do I get that long of a minute spent on me?
Of course. You know what?
Okay,
we're going to spend the rest of the minute of the show on you.
Oh.
We definitely last a minute. Wait.
Yeah, we do. Exactly.
In terms of our interviews of our guests.
So I guess tell us first of all, I'm sure that people are coming up to you all the time. I know that being the voice of Screaming Goat Radio, it's probably changed your life, I would imagine.
Mall. You can't even go to the mall.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I can't go to the Mega Walgreens on the corner of Sunset and Vine without at least one homeless person stopping me and just being like, hey, I've heard that voice before. It's magical. Love it. Screaming Goats.
We're big in homeless people. They love the show.
Well, that specific Walgreens too is one of the many Walgreens that streams our show on the loudspeakers, sort of outside over the sushi bar and outside.
That's right. Yeah.
Where the shopping carts are put back and stuff like that. So I can see why the homeless are big with our show.
Huge fans. Yeah.
They're on Sunset and Vine. You said.
And the trannies.
Yeah.
Trannies too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We did a whole tranny promotion here recently. That was big.
We did.
We did. The homeless and the trannies love the show. If you're out there, Jerome, how you doing? How you doing, Jerome?
Chris loves the homeless and the trannies.
The trannies.
Yeah.
I like you're throwing your shout-outs to cameras. Kids, trannies, homeless. That's the list right there?
That's the trifecta.
Okay. All right.
If you're going to give to those three.
Yeah. Give what?
Well, hey, we all give in our own ways, Kevin.
Fair enough.
Joy, pleasure, money, whatever it may be.
So it's changed your life, which is fantastic. And so tell us a little bit more
And
about.
hopefully changed yours too.
Oh, come on! Of course, it's changed.
We didn't
our
have
life.
a show.
Yeah. We had nothing. You helped give us something here with this show. Oh yeah, all fantastic.
That's true.
Yeah.
Without her, our show is just two idiots sitting here looking at each other, sometimes talking and spouting off, and sometimes making sense.
She gives us credibility
structure. She gives
and
us
structure.
credibility and structure.
Yeah.
And Kevin showing off doing all the voiceover by himself,
Yeah. Well,
as
Yeah.
he would
Right?
do if I weren't around.
Let me take a crack at this. I've got the voice for radio.
do I?
Yeah,
Posture and sit like
it's
that.
kind of
whenever
like
I do it
this.
too?
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the show. Sponsored by da da da.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So
That was me doing you
I
as
know
Sam.
that's very impressive right there. Yeah. And Chris loves the voiceover agents out there. If anyone is listening.
I'm not represented at the moment.
But Sam, you probably in not doing the voiceover, you have a small percentage of time to maybe focus on some other interests out there. I would imagine you're do some VO for the Dr. Drew
I'd be surprised
show.
to hear this,
I
but
do
yeah.
as
Dr.
well, yeah.
Drew on call on HLN.
What?
I do some voiceover for them
Nice.
occasionally. Yeah, like today, for instance, I did 3 different voiceover pieces, which was lots of fun. It's really great.
Are they? I don't want to put you on the spot, but I kind of do want to put you on the spot. Who's better to work with? I mean, is it Screaming Go Radio? Or is it Dr. Drew? What's a better
think that's a
workplace
fair
environment?
question.
Who treats you better?
Have you seen Drew's arms lately, guys? Have you seen those
His
guns?
arms?
Have you
I,
seen him?
I have a hard time moving from his eyes.
Let's
Yeah,
just
he-
say that he goes to that high-end Beverly Hills salon a lot.
Damn it, Kevin.
Works it.
Dr. Drew,
He got us again. He
Yep.
got us again, that guy.
our nemesis.
Yeah.
Just made him our nemesis.
I'd be flattered if he'd say the same about us too.
Please say the same about
And
us.
he has his
fan.
own radio show and then went to television, as you know. So he did. I mean,
So we're
you
about
guys-
the same.
Yeah.
We're same
Yeah.
same
You're on your
spot.
way, though.
We're
The same
level.
You're
spots
on
in
your
our
way
career.
to growing your own empire. The
I like
Screaming
this.
Goat
As long as I
Radio
can
empire.
grow arms like his,
Yeah.
we're gonna
Yeah.
be right there, Kevin.
I think we can do that.
You grow arms. Kevin will grow his facial hair. It'll all be great, guys.
Yeah.
All right, fine.
With your arms and my facial hair, we'll be all set to go.
Here he goes.
Here it is.
For the rest of the show,
That's not bad. How do those pipes compare to Drew's pipes? That's really, let's see what we're working with here.
It's a difficult.
Yeah.
But he's almost there. Like I said, you're on your way. Everyone's gonna start somewhere,
so
and
it's
maybe someday you'll get a watch that works.
it's not.
I'm about to take that off too then. Toss that out.
First of all, my watch works. Let's just get this clear. It's
As a
just that
conversation piece.
As
It works as a
spending time with
conversation
us makes it seem like time stops. That's why you can't see that the hands are actually moving and that I'm wearing a watch that is not working at the moment because it needs a battery. But I feel naked without a watch.
Yeah.
And as much as I like to be naked,
I know.
I don't
Apparently,
want to be naked.
You're going to be completely naked by the end of the show.
but I'd still have my watch on.
You'd still be wearing it.
Yeah.
And,
It's my security blanket. I don't have a blanket at home. I have my watch
that's your blankie.
and
That's what
my
you sleep with.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
But yes, okay, fine. Maybe they're not Dr. Drew caliber yet, but I'm working on it.
You're working on it. You know.
I did some
Our show's
dips
a work in
yesterday.
progress here, Sam.
Did
Yeah.
10 dips at the gym yesterday.
I did 3 push-ups right before the show. If that counts. I
You
mean,
did, you
every,
did.
Every little bit counts.
You were huffing and puffing too afterward.
I was huffing and puffing after the second one, but I had finished that third one.
Yeah, well, hey.
So Sam, you've got Drew. You also have 30
30-minute
musicals
musicals
as well.
I
and
do.
can you tell for people that have not seen those, what is a 30-minute musical?
Yes.
A 30-minute musical. So the mastermind behind it is a woman by the name of Brooke Sagan. She's excellent. She's the creator of them. She takes cult classic movies and
Okay.
condenses them down into 30 minutes and then writes original music to go with it. Sounds a little crazy, but it's fast, it's fun, it's fucking great. Shout out to my 30-minute musical
So,
piece.
question. Because I've never gone to see, they had the musical of like, what's the one with the bank robbers that are surfers?
Oh, Point Break.
Point Break.
Yeah.
And they turn that into a play, and
Yeah.
they like bring someone on stage and this and that. I mean, this is not that, right? This is something totally different than that.
It's kind of like that. I mean, we do take
Because was
the
that
actual
like full 3
movies.
hours? This is shorter though. I guess what I'm saying.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
the-
that was a little bit longer, and they would call somebody up from the audience, right? That would be Keanu Reeves' part, and then right. That's
Sure.
Yes.
I guess I was thinking like length or
terms of
whatever.
length,
Like
okay.
this is a shortened version
Yes.
of these cult classics.
Yes.
Like, so what are some examples? Can you give some of the examples of what you?
Well, I've done the first one I did was Independence Day.
Okay.
A year ago, July. We did it again this year. We revamped it. I've done Hook, Home Alone, Top Gun, Roadhouse, Transformers. We just premiered. Wait for it. We just premiered Outbreak, the 30-minute musical, which is
I've never
one of
seen
my
Chris react
favorites.
like this too. So
And we just finished up The Craft for Halloween.
I didn't hear anything after Roadhouse.
Oh, it's
I
amazing.
love that movie, man. You did
then You have to
Roadhouse.
come see Roadhouse, the 30-minute musical.
Man, that's one of my favorite Patrick Swayze movies.
really,
Yeah.
Why is that one of your favorites?
That's Dalton, baby. That's Dalton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What's his name? Oh, his name's Dalton. The guy's blind. He's blind. He didn't even know he was in that building, but he knew. He knew. It's Dalton. Sorry. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Roadhouse.
Chris loves Roadhouse.
Chris loves the Roadhouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, that's awesome. That's cool. That's fun.
They're so much fun. They're so much fun. I'm not sure what we're going to do for the Christmas season. We might bring back Home Alone. We might do, it's a new one, Batman Begins, the 30-minute musical for the Christmas season.
That would be good.
Now, how do people out there find out about 30-minute musicals? Is there a website? Where can they go if they want
Yeah,
to
you
see
can go
the
to
Christmas one?
www.30minutemusicals.co. Co, not com. Don't add the M in there. I don't know where you go if you go to the 30minutemusicals.com. It's
I'm gonna look right now.
30minutemusicals.co. And currently, they originated at the Celebration Theater, which is now a halfway house or a place where you can buy a pot. I'm not sure.
Nice.
Right now, we're at the Comedy Central stage on Santa Monica at the Hudson Theater.
Okay.
A lot of great
yeah.
works
I've
there.
been there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. The Hudson Cafe, behind the Hudson Cafe.
Is there any that I'm sorry if I missed it in my excitement for anything like Roadhouse, etc. Is there any that are going on right now? Is there any run, or is there a run that's happening right now?
There are not. They
Okay.
have done others that I haven't been part of. They've
Okay.
done Teen Witch. They've done Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
They've done Jurassic Park. And Showgirls, the 30-minute
Whoa.
musical.
And all original music for every single one of these?
All
Is that-
original music,
that's
yeah.
amazing.
That Brooke and the music director will write together. And
Is
she's
the
she's really a
dialogue
genius.
on some level original?
No,
Or it's
it's
all from the movie
So,
and they
well,
just
we'll-
condense it.
We'll throw in
and then
jokes.
throw
Sometimes
in,
we'll throw in like little pop culture things.
Yeah.
For instance, I played the Nev Campbell part in The Craft, so we had a couple of party of four jokes instead of not party of five, but there was four girls, so a party of four.
Yeah.
You know, like little things like that.
Have you seen The Craft? That is a good movie.
Yeah.
I gotta admit.
Chaz Bono has been part of 30-minute musicals. I've done some shows with him.
Okay.
He's
You
brought
get your poster signed, Chris.
his mother, Cher, to see Cher's come to see our musicals. We've
Some
gotten
heavy
a
hitters
lot
there.
Of great press.
Cher.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Was she in Assless Chaps or anything?
No, she was fantastic.
She was okay.
Yeah, she was lovely.
Chris loves Cher, just in
I
case
do.
she's
I
out
do.
there.
And
And
Assless
homeless
Chaps.
and
she's out there
trannies
watching.
and
Yeah.
children.
The list goes on and
I
on.
got a lot of love, Kevin. A lot of love to give.
Well, Sam, we have a little game for you here prepared. We've got our voiceover roulette. You're such a pro. You know, Chris and I just thrown together some reads,
Yeah.
kind of like the
I
ones
am
you've done for the show. And we'd like for you to just reach your hand in and pull out some of these reads and just, you know, just
Do we
give
know
us your
yet where
best-
she's reaching her hand in? Do we
Well,
have?
I think.
Not in your pants, Kevin.
Kevin.
All right. Maybe we
Kevin.
should use your hat instead. Here, I'll pass this over to you, Chris. We've got them all in here.
You just volunteered my hat up
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
What if I didn't
or your
feel like
shirt.
using my hat?
Or your shirt. I know you're going to be shedding layers anyway, so we might as well put them to some good use.
I might think about using
Yeah.
my shirt.
Well, look, she's using the envelope.
She's
now,
just going to
yeah.
use the
Ready?
envelope.
Okay.
We've got
She's a
one.
pro,
She's a pro, yeah.
as you've already stated many a
yes.
time.
So these are
She
just
improvised.
SGR reads here.
SGR reads.
Samantha
You let us
Scanlon.
know which ones are your favorite.
Yeah.
SGR thanks you for listening, and a special thank you goes to you, Florida, for providing so much material for the show.
I like that. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, yeah.
A lot of
We
shirtless
do
people,
need
Florida.
to be better
crazies.
about thanking contributors to the show
I'll tell you, if
because we
Florida,
can't do it without them.
Florida has provided 50% of the material for this show. I
Our
really think.
unsung stories
Yeah,
segment
yes.
would be nothing if it
Without-
weren't for Florida.
Chris loves Florida. Thank you, the state of Florida.
I've never been there though. I'd like to go. If anyone from Florida would like to host me, that would be great.
I think they should give you the key to the state. I think that's really what should happen.
They should.
All right,
They just had elections down there. They got a new. I think the governor won. I think what's his name? I forget.
Yeah. Well,
but he beat Charlie Crist. I forget his name. Scott something. Anyway, call me up, Scott.
All right, guys. Here's the next one.
okay.
SGR video. Swipe right. Is that a little Tinder joke? Is that what that is?
Little Tinder joke.
Little
yeah.
Tinder action.
Yeah.
Little Tinderoni.
Okay. All right.
Okay, what else we got in here, you guys?
She's my
Here it is.
Tinderoni.
She's my Tinder.
Now she's got
Yes.
a voice.
Yeah.
I think I should stop singing on the show.
30-minute musicals.
That's
Come see
true.
it, you guys, really. Okay. Suck it, JT. SGR's on the front lines of bringing sexy back with its new video show. All you other shows can go cry us a river. We want to see tears. Cry, shows. Cry. We hate you, all other shows. We hate you.
Wow. That's a really.
Are you sure we wrote that? That doesn't sound like us.
A lot of anger with
There's
us.
a lot of anger.
Jeez.
Did you improvise
Yeah.
the end of that?
wow.
Helping
Or?
me with my emotions there.
Awkward. Yeah.
Wow.
I just shed a tear.
We were kind of bitter in that one,
Next
Gavin.
time I need a
tension there,
moment
yeah.
to prep for those.
We need a hug when we wrote that one.
Think Kevin and Chris lack journalist integrity? Well, their online degree in journalistic integrity went from West Phoenix College begs to differ. Get your news first here on SGR.
Take another run at that one.
There's
here.
too many
I
words
know,
there.
I know.
Here,
I know.
here, let's try this again. Think Kevin and Chris lack journalistic integrity? Well, their online degree in journalistic integrity from West Phoenix College begs to differ. Get your news first here on SGR.
Yeah.
She got it, that one. She know
nailed
that.
it.
That,
Yeah.
that was a wordy one.
That was.
I'm going to say you wrote that one.
I did. There,
Yeah, and you
there
didn't
were
spell
some,
out Phoenix.
There
I
were some
had to-
abbreviations in there. And,
you didn't
know.
even spell the
Well,
words out? You're really testing
It
her.
was
didn't-
missing all of the vowels in my
Yeah,
defense. That's
I didn't spell any words out of that, and then we just.
She's got a sheet of like hangman style things with just like one letter
Yeah.
in each word, and she's got to try
Well,
to read it.
she's a pro, Chris. I knew that we couldn't just hand her the softballs. We had to throw some fastballs in
Each
there.
word
too.
is backwards.
Yeah.
the show that Sam in the morning listens to for breaking weather updates. SGR.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's it right there. Yeah.
Is that what that
yeah.
is?
Very inside, very inside SGR there.
How much time? We're gonna keep going.
Yeah,
here?
yeah. Let's roll through a couple
No,
more.
no,
here.
'cause we-
This is my favorite so far.
So,
you guys ready for
because
this?
some of these that we're throwing out to you is not only just for to test you, which I mean you're passing flying colors, is that we might use some of these.
Yeah.
We might decide, hey, with our new video show, we're going to put some of these in action, and we're going to get you back in the booth, where we're going to record some of these and use some of these in future episodes. So this is also for us to hear them out loud.
Well, I definitely think this one needs to go into that.
I like
list.
this. I'm
It's,
excited.
Are Kevin and Chris gay? Listen to Screaming Goat Radio to find out the answer.
That is good.
That's why 30% of our listening audience tunes in.
Do you think that they would actually know the answer if they tuned in, or do you think we are ambivalent enough or ambiguous enough about it that they still wouldn't know, and we're just going to ploy them in and then keep them hooked until they find out, like TV shows do, and they never
Yeah, I'm not
actually
sure-
tell you who dies?
I'm
you
not sure that they know right now, but we'll tell them at the end of this season.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah, you like that?
Yeah.
All right. This next one is this one's for you, Chris.
Okay.
I'm not really sure if you're going to get a lot of hits on this one since the women know that you wear watches that don't work.
Okay.
But if you like Chris on SGR, do him a favorite. Also like him on Tinder or ask him out for coffee and a bagel.
Oh, I'm going to say that you wrote that one too, Kevin.
Hey, I'm just trying to get a lot, in there. You know,
You
Coffee
care
and
about your
bagels.
friends.
I
You
do.
care about
I'm
your
try- I'm
friends.
trying to hook you
You're
up,
trying to
Chris.
promote me.
I'm trying to hook you up.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Listen to Kevin. Like me on Tinder.
All right, guys, with this one, I'm going to work the Sam Scanlon magic.
All right,
Here
let's do
is.
it.
Oh, here we go.
SGR in beautiful HD. The H stands for horny.
She put on the sexy
She
voice.
did. She just turned it on like a switch.
Yeah.
Coming up next on the Playboy Channel.
Oh, look at that.
Now she's
Someday.
auditioning
Good now.
on our
Yeah,
show.
she's
Hire me.
using our show to get hired. Yeah.
We do have a lot of Playboy folk that listen to our show,
Me
though,
too.
so that's actually
Someday I'll
smart.
get
Smart
paid
move.
For these.
Yeah.
Screaming Goat Radio. Yes, we realize we are in a video show now. But you know what they say? You can take the Screaming Goats out of the radio, but you cannot take the radio out of the Screaming Goats.
That's just a fact, right?
That's
there.
just a fact.
That's not even. It's supposed. It's just we're trying to provide information for people. sometimes.
That's one of those
Right.
that you just throw out there.
Yeah, people as they're drinking their coffee, just nod their head, say, "Huh."
Yeah.
Yep, that's a fact.
We're not trying to elicit any sort of reaction.
Yeah, it's just that's true.
All right, one more.
Yeah, I think we have time for a couple more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have an intervention for a gay demon or a cat hoarder coming up in the future? In the future. That's what
Fired.
that's supposed to be.
Fired.
Yeah.
Dr. Drew just fired you.
He's not going to fire me. Trust me.
Trust.
Do you have an intervention for a gay demon or a cat hoarder in the future? Let Kevin and Chris host your event here on the Screaming Goat Radio.
We do a lot of interventions on this show, Chris.
Yes.
I think it's not so
We
much
do.
an intervention. It's like an exorcism.
Well, that we
and an
did.
intervention.
We had a live, almost live. I mean, we were
you
the first
do
to report
a
on
live
We-
exorcism for
gay
real?
demon, a gay demon exorcism.
We should do a live exorcism. I think that that's when we're going to reveal if we're gay or not
Try
when we
to
do our
pray the
live
gay away
exorcism.
on
yeah.
your show?
Yeah.
How's it working for you, Chris?
It's working well so far.
Yeah.
I
So
think.
far so good.
All right.
I'll get back to you.
SGR video. We can't wait to show you our tits. We mean hits. Like greatest hits, not like Ray Rice hits.
Oh.
I don't know. Is that one?
I think that might be too
Is that
soon.
too soon?
I'm going to guess
Should
you
we
wrote
not
that
use
one.
it? Is that not for an episode in the near future?
Maybe season 3 of Screaming Goat
Season
Radio.
3.
You got a little bit more
We gotta
time.
let that one
Yeah.
cool it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't have to edit that one out of the final show.
What if
We'll
he gets
see.
reinstated and then starts playing soon?
Then we'll edit it back in.
Then we can edit it back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Listen to SGR for real-time updates on Los Angeles traffic and weather. Here's your update. Traffic sucks and the weather is great.
There we go.
Yeah.
Again, just information, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Not everything about
Saving people time
Yes.
and energy, which equals money.
Exactly.
We're putting money in your pockets with our VOs.
Pretty much
Yes.
assume that's how LA is
all the time.
Yeah. Video SGR. Did you know Kevin and Chris were white?
People, I don't know that they knew that.
I think both of our voices could be so many different things.
Male, female, African American. Who knows what people thought out there?
Hold on.
African American, is that what you were?
No, let's go
male
with the
part?
male female thing because
Yeah.
I feel like you're taking a shot at me.
Oh, no. There's plenty of women with deep voices.
All right.
Plenty with deep voices.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
Got my eye on you, Kev.
Yeah. What
And your voice. I got my
voice
ears
is
on your
that?
voice.
voice is that? All right.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of SGR. We sincerely hope the shine off Chris's head did not blind you. Herd up!
It is important that we have that disclaimer on the show, I think,
Now that it's a video show.
Yeah.
I don't, there may be people that didn't know.
No, yeah. And then we should have that at the beginning of the show just so there's no accidents and injuries out there listening to our show. I think that's a smart one to have. I think
They're, like you said, they're sitting down with their morning coffee. Boom, the light shines. Their coffee drops in their lap, and they need somebody to
and
sue.
they're dead.
Yeah.
Or they sue.
Or they sue.
One of
But
the two.
after you go to the salon, they're going to buff that out for you.
Oh, we're good. Yes.
You're going to have a nice pompadour next week.
SGR. Now you can see them. Feel free to turn the volume all the way down.
Yeah.
People don't want to hear us.
No.
People just want to look at us
They
now
just
on our
wanna
brand new
look at
video
us
version.
now.
Well, Sam, that was incredible. You are a pro.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
sir.
I mean, I'm sure there were so many words that were misspelled, so many letters that were left out of those words, and you just cleaned them right up and just you read them like a pro. So we appreciate that.
you.
And that is why we've been paying you the big bucks here on Screaming
Yep,
Goat
big,
Radio.
big bucks.
To be
Still
the voice
waiting
of
on
the
the
show.
check.
Oh, it's
coming.
Chris,
I heard
did
it was
you
cut.
It's
did you
coming.
send I sent it to Chris to send it to you,
Yeah.
but I don't.
I'll just hang around after the show.
Chris, just you can get that from him. He's got it right there. So,
Sorry, I'm just live Instagramming on the show.
no, do it. Well, Sam, thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
here.
Kevin and
It's
Chris.
great to finally allow our audience to meet you. We've had a lot of questions. Who's
Thank
that
you,
incredible
listeners.
voice? So thank you so much for all your incredible VOs for the year plus we've been doing the show.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. And we
Anytime.
can't wait to get back into the studio, into the booth, record some more hot tracks with you.
They're all going to drop here very soon.
They're
on
all gonna
Screaming
drop
Goat
here very
Radio.
soon.
So, Sam, thank you again, and thank you out there for listening and watching. We will see you next week.
See ya.
You're listening to Screaming Goat Radio with Kevin and Chris, right here on LA Talk Radio.